Hi, this is Once Upon a Book Nerd, and today I'm going to be doing an all-round series review on House of Night series by PC and Kristen cast. This series consists of Marked, Betrayed, which my friend has, Chosen, Untamed, Hunted, Tempted, there's Burned and Awakened that are all published, and I think Destined is going to come out sometime next year, I'm assuming. I will admit I've only read up to Hunted, yet I feel like I know enough to be able to do a series discussion. It is a series that I gave up because the series itself wasn't too long. I mean, I've read series that are this long before, but it didn't need to be as long as it was, and it could have easily have stopped on, I think, the 5th book, maybe the 4th book. It started out so simple. In Marked, it was just a normal story of a girl who is going to a vampire boarding school because she's a vampire. Yet it changes so much, and it just becomes so ridiculous, so confusing, and just so pathetic, I'd have to say. So, I didn't like Marked. It was a 1 star from me. There's just nothing that interested me in it at all. I felt like it just kept repeating itself in the book. But my friend was a really big fan. We tend to like the same books. So after reading this for about half a year, because I'm just that good, I then moved on to Betrayed, and it was absolutely amazing. Like, you wouldn't actually understand how good I thought it was compared to how good Marked was. I was so addicted to it, and all of a sudden he got me reading the rest of the series. Up to Hunted. There was always something about it that annoyed me about this series, and it's something that will always annoy me about books, is the love triangle that goes on between Zoe Redbird and nearly every girl that comes into the story. Minus, I want to say, the 2 gay people and the dog. The dog's a guy. It's just ridiculous. There'll be a new guy, and then all of them automatically she falls in love with him. I think I'm not a person that will always complain about feminism and stuff like that, but I think this book, people complain about Twilight just showing that apparently girls depend on guys too much. House of Night series also does. Every time there's a new guy, she'd fall amazingly in love with them, and then she'll find another guy, and it was just so ridiculous. I think at one point there was like maybe 4 guys or something being through, and I don't know what it's been like carrying on, but it has just been ridiculous. To be honest, that is what the main part of my review is. But I'm going to attempt to go away from the whole love triangle, square, octagon, decagon, double decagon kind of thing, because I'm here to talk about the other side of Marked. Marked has a lot of spiritual beliefs in it, which is mainly shown in Marked. PC Cast herself she kind of combines 2 creatures. She makes a spiritual vampire, I guess you can say. But then she doesn't make vampires anyway. She makes her own unique kind. They're not like anyone else's. For starters, they're not even called vampires properly. They're called, well, yeah, they're called vampires, but they're spelled differently. If you can see that. And she creates her own individual type. They're not just the blood-sucking, hungry, sparkling kind of vampires. These people don't actually start out as vampires, and they have to go through, I would say, a series of tests in a way to prove that they can be vampires. So yeah, and it's a world I think that everyone knows about them or something. Yeah. And for me, that alone is just amazing, and that it would have been really good if the story was mainly involved around her adventures at the school that she's in, her becoming a vampire properly, her trying to succeed at all these tasks. But it's not. It goes on too much complex storylines for a book series that started out just so simple. I don't get what happened. I feel like PC Cast herself has tried too hard to attempt to make this book popular, to make this book successful. I don't know if it was her or if it was the publishers, but this book did not need to be extended for as long as it was. Although it was haunted, it would have been fine with the beginning of the complex storyline, and they could have ended it in this book, but no, they chose to carry on through Tempted, and for me it was just absolutely stupid. I picked up Tempted. By the way, this is not my bookmark, this is my sister's bookmark. I got through like the first 12 pages of Tempted, and I just couldn't, because I knew that I was gonna hate it. And I don't know if anyone else has got the same opinions as me, that they just can't find themselves able to finish the series. But I can't. I will say that I officially hate it. To me, there's two series. So, go and have a wee then. Okay, sorry, that was my niece. It started out so easy, and then there's two series. One that's simple, one that can be a series for YA readers. But then there's this other series, a series full of God knows how many characters and God knows how many storylines, that it just comes to a point where it's ridiculous. Therefore, I have named them two different series. Anyway, I better go and find what my niece is doing. So I just like to say, I would say goodbye, but actually I have something else to say. I worked out the average Goodreads rating for the whole series altogether, and I got 3.98. Surprisingly enough, the books later on in the series are the ones that got a better rating, which I was quite surprised about, to be honest. But for me, I'm going to do these individually. Marked, I gave a 1 star. Betrayed, I gave a 4.5. Chosen, I will give a 4. Untamed, I will give a 4. And Hunted, which I appear to have lost, I will give a 3. Anyway, thank you for watching my book review, and goodbye.